A grand ceremony in observation of the birthday of the BVI's first Chief Minister was held on the grounds of the H. Lafferty Stout Community College, the institution named after Mr. Stout as a tribute for his efforts in its establishment. H. Lafferty Stout was born on March 7, 1929. He was first elected to the Legislative Council in 1957 and later served as Chief Minister of the Virgin Islands for over 16 years until his death on May 14, 1995. Addressing the large crowd on Monday, March 4th, Premier Dr. Orlando Smith described Mr. Stout as an unselfish politician who was committed to the well-being of Virgin Islanders.
When Mr. Stout was asked what he thought was the secret to his impressive success in politics, he responded, "It was doing the people's business and delivering the goods. By representing the same district every time, by living in the district, and by being available to my people whenever they needed me, night or day, rain or shine." And that was asked of him by, I think it was somebody from the press, international press, and that's the way he responded. But early on, when he started first to seek elections in the first district, and he was asked, why did the people see him as an ideal candidate? He said, as you deal with people, they get to know your abilities. People have always been my business. So he established himself as a people's man very early in the ball game. And that he credited his success to that. Later on in 1982, when his colleagues were commending him for being in politics for so long and doing such good work, he responded in ours by saying, "The people have given me an opportunity to serve, but most of all the people of the first district. They've stayed behind me all the time, and we as politicians should make them feel important. I don't have one enemy. I consider one enemy too many. I can walk anywhere. I have friends galore. I am the lover boy of the people of the British Virgin Islands." That's what he said in the House in 1982.
After Mr. Stout's death, the first district seat was held by Ann Hill Smith until 1999, when Andrew Foy began an undisturbed tenure as the representative for District 1. In his address at the celebratory event, Foy remarked that Stout possessed many qualities that made him a great leader.
Honorable H.L. Stout was honored by the Methodist Church on May 23, 1994. During this honoring, comments such as profound humility, never hesitated to take off his jacket and serve others, endeavored to practice what he preached. All these and more were comments made about the character of Mr. Stout during this auspicious occasion of giving him his flowers while he was alive. This humility and service to others cemented the trust and love of the people of the First District, so much so that in 1957, they encouraged him to enter into politics. Later, they joined him, along with many other persons through the entire Virgin Islands, to make a shift to be founding members of the political party, the Virgin Islands Party, in 1971. The rest is history. For the people of the First District, he was larger than life. He was not just H.L. Stout, or Honorable H.L. Stout, or Mr. Stout, but also Uncle Levy. He encouraged young people to further their education overseas. Honorable Stout was fully involved in the life of the First District community. He attended as many functions held by the members of the First District, such as weddings, funerals, family get-together, the godparent to many, visited the older members of the community, among many other things too numerous to mention.
Pointing out that the developmental challenges faced by Mr. Stout still exist, Minister for Education and Culture Myron Walwyn said these challenges must be addressed for the territory to remain successful. Walwyn suggested that the political life of H.L. Stout can be used as a benchmark for leadership.
Today in the Virgin Islands, we are the beneficiaries of the vision and leadership of Lafferty Stout. It is my hope that no Virgin Islander will ever forget his leadership, and for all of us to strive to become loyal citizens in the likeness of our former Chief Minister. In a time when the Virgin Islands was just making it day by day, in the distance of time, Stout saw more for his people. With resolute determination, he knew the Virgin Islands could become a premier destination for travel and international business. And with a fever in his heart for these islands and its people, his tenure as a politician saw meaningful contributions to elevate the lives of all Virgin Islanders. Today, we see fellow citizens in senior positions throughout the public service and the private sector. I have revised the committee to ensure that we bring to the wider public's attention the significance of this day and acknowledge the work of one of our very own. We have involved our public schools more because we want to keep this day alive in the minds of our youth. We want our children to know more about the exemplary life of one of our greatest leaders, and let his life inspire them to seek opportunities to realize their full potential and positively contribute to the development of these islands.
H. Lavity Stout is perhaps best known for his commitment to education and for the establishment of the community college. Former Chief Education Officer Elroy Turnbull recalled Mr. Stout's struggles to not only keep the doors of the now Leonora Delville Primary School open after a UNESCO-led rationalization of schools program had called for them to be closed, but also to resist attempts by the British government to prevent the HLSCC from becoming a reality.
The late Honorable H.L. Stout fought a difficult, a brutal, a painful, a ferocious, and horrible war against dark forces, both locally and overseas, which conspired to destroy, to shut down, and obliterate his dream of a college. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to briefly speak about the greatest negative force, in my particular view, the British government, which tried overtly and covertly to block Mr. Stout's dream from becoming a reality. Given all Mr. Stout's war and battle, the good Lord looked down on him and said, "You need help." And the good Lord sent 3 earthly angels. They were there with him in the trenches of this struggle, and they never left his side. Whatever happened to Mr. Stout, they were there. God bless them.
Turnbull was referring to the then director of the college project, Eileen Parsons, permanent secretary Lorna Smith, and personal assistant Beverly Hart Smith, who assisted Mr. Stout to realize his vision for the college. The ceremony to mark the 12th annual H.L. Stout birthday featured a march past by uniformed officers and other service organizations, as well as performances by the heritage dancers, HLSCC choir, and a very entertaining dance routine by students of Eunice Adams Primary School, among others. Later that day, an official wreath-laying ceremony was held at Mr. Stout's Capoons Bay burial site and was attended by Premier Dr. Orlando Smith, Area Representative Andrew Foy, members of the Stout family, and other government and community representatives.